Okay, welcome back. Welcome to the second half of this. And as I promised, what up when the denominators aren't matching? What if the fractions are not like, if you will? And we got to remember that from arithmetic. We have to go back to that hard travail. So here's an example with numbers. We're adding 3/8, right, to 1/6. They don't match. You're not going to like this part, but this is what we do with polynomials. It's not terrible. You have to factor. You have to. I'm saying you have to. It's a good idea because really what I play is even Steven. I push this. That was a same student, I think, a few years back said, okay, you play even Steven. That is to say, the thinking was, I have to make these denominators match. And the way I do that is I look at each one and I go, well, what do you have that the other guy doesn't have, or vice versa? So, for example, this first denominator, which is 8, is 2, 2, 2. But he looks over here and he goes, I don't have a 3. So you go, all right, I'll give you a 3. And that's what's happening right here. But then the second denominator, and I'll put this in a different color, maybe green, and he looks at the first denominator and he goes, whoa, where'd you get 3 2s? I only have 1. All right, I'll give you a couple of 2s. And that's what's happening here. And what that does is when you make even Steven, the denominators match up. So in this case, I multiply them out and you got 24ths. I know you do it differently. Well, 8, what does 8 and 6, you really go, what does 8 and 6 both go into? And the answer is 24. And then you figure out your multipliers. 8 goes into 24, 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 goes in 4. 4 times 1 is 4. Add over. Now the rest of it is just basically doing what we did in the previous video. And so it's a matter of factoring, even Steven, and then doing what we did. There's some multiplying going on, so these are rather elaborate. Watch this. But first, look at the rules. It goes basic, or the steps. Begin with one fraction. Which factors does it have that the other doesn't? Multiply top and bottom to make sure they get that. It's the find the missing factors and multiply is the trick. Okay, here's an example where we're actually adding, y plus 2 over y plus 3 is to be added with 5y over y plus 4. What I do is I go, this one's kind of straightforward. It goes, hey, if I look at y plus 3, right, as a single factor, I look over here, y plus 4 is actually a different factor. And that is something that you train your brain to see. Y plus 3, y plus 4, they're different. If y was 1, it would be 4 and 5. Those are different factors, okay? So what we have to do is, well, if we want to get this done right, is I'm looking at this denominator going, hey man, he's got a y plus 4. I want a y plus 4. You have to give me one. Okay, I will. Then the second fraction is going, whoa, he's got a y plus 4, but he has a y plus 3 also. I want a y plus 3. Okay, I'll give that to you. And secretly, you find I have the same denominator. Now you got to remember, if you give this guy a y plus 4, you have to pay for it in the upstairs in the store. So it's like you're shopping in the basement, and then you go to the cash register and you have to pay for it. Meaning, I have to give y plus 4, I have to multiply top and bottom by y plus 4, just like you do with numbers up here. Now this is a mess, but what we do is we have to multiply plus multiply, and that's what all this gobbledygook is right here. Okay, and when you combine all the terms together, though, typically you're done. Typically. Sometimes you have fancy ones that you can actually FCR on it, but oftentimes that's enough work. All right. Note the use of parentheses when we convert. Let me erase some of this. Okay. The use of the parentheses when we convert. It helps us see how to multiply, and then you should always try to simplify it. In this case, I'm pointing out to you guys, the numerator doesn't factor, so we're done. That numerator didn't factor. All right, we got a couple to do, and this video will be done. We won't be masters, though, unless we do the homework ourselves. So let's try a couple. All right, we are adding 5x over x squared plus 3x minus 10 plus x plus 1 over x squared plus x minus 6. Obviously, different factors. So the first thing we need to do is, number one, factor each denominator. Okay, each, okay. 2, play even Steven. You can't see what they have until you factor to see it. And then we go from there. So number 1, here we go. 5x over trinomial factor magic 1 plus, and then when we're done with that one, I'm just setting us up, factor trinomial magic 1 here. These guys are not terrible in terms of factoring. Like last video we had that 1. Here we have x, I bet it's going to be plus 5 minus 3. Going fast on that one. And then watch out for this one, because 6 is minus. So it should be x plus 5, and I think x minus 1. So far, so good? It's time to play even Steven. Steven's even if Steven's even, or something like that. All right, so what we do now is we look at the two denominators and we say, hey man, what's missing? In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rewrite it down here so I have more space. I'll say I've got 5x, you don't have to do this part, x plus 5, x minus 3, plus here, x plus 1, x plus 5, and x minus 1. And all we really need to do is look at the two and go, let's start with this guy over here. He looks over there and he goes, huh, yeah, we got that. Wait a second, he's got an x minus 1. So it's a game of whatever missing factor, whatever factor is missing, you give it top and bottom. So we're going to go, I'm going to give this guy an x minus 1. But up here, I got to pay for it in the store. Okay? All right, so the first child in the toy store, if you will, is satisfied. He's going, yeah, okay, yeah, I got the x minus 1. Look at me, I'm so happy. So now you got another kid that's going, wait a second. I got that, he's got that, I got that, he's got that. What the heck? I don't have an x minus 3. So you go, all right, honey, I'll give you an x minus 3, but I have to pay for it upstairs. And look at this. If I just go x minus 3 here, what the heck am I? I'm supposed to multiply. So what's missing here? What do I got? That's right. I got to put the parens around it, and it's ready to go. Okay, it's ready to go. So we'll scroll up. And now here's the thing. Be patient. Be very patient. Leave this guy factored. You're done with the denom. You did good work there. And once again, we're doing the dishes. X plus 5. X minus 1, x minus 3, okay. And now, multiply. Okay, multiply the first numerator. We're going to get a 5x times x is x squared minus 5x. And this, multiply. Usually, a lot of people use FOIL. So we get x squared minus 3x plus 1x minus 3. Now, look. We got the same denominator. Everything's multiplied out. Be patient. And now look, bam. There are shortcuts. I've seen teachers go shortcuts. You got to be kind of quick with it. And I don't want to rush things. I'm just going to add the numerator 5x squared minus 5x. Guess what? Plus x squared. Let's put these two together. Minus 2x minus 3. We're almost done, folks. All we have to do is combine like terms. So how about we do that? We got 5x squared, and one more is 6x squared. We've got minus 5x, minus 2 more is minus 7x, and then we have minus 3, all over x minus 1, x plus 5, and x minus 3. Okay. You'd like to say you're done, but you always have to, and I wrote it up here somewhere, always try to simplify that fraction. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to try. So this top trinomial here, man, let me give it a shot. 6 is 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Minus 3, of course, is minus 1 times 3, or 1 times minus 3. And we're going to try to spaghetti code that thing into negative 7. Is it even possible? That's 18. No, that won't work. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Look at this. Look at that. Negative 9 and 2. That's negative 7. Truly, I'm surprised. I thought we were done. Well, guess what? We're not. It actually factors. Now, it may not cancel, but it's worthy to take a look at if it does. So we have, therefore, a 2x and a 3x, and right away I can tell we're not going to go. And then we have 3 times the negative 3 and 2 times the plus 1. All right, all that work to see if we can cancel. Can we cancel? No, they're all different. The top factors are different from the bottom. So this is done. Or you can say that's done because you knew, of course, it wouldn't factor, right? All right, one more. One more. You can pause it. This time I kind of walk it through. Listen, the thing is subtract, and you just got to watch out for the subtract part, right? Okay, so let's do the same thing. We're going to factor. Back up here, though. That's interesting. We factored and played even Steven, and then we tried to F, but there was no C and there was no R necessary. Didn't cancel. So that's a big process. All right, let's factor the denominators this time. I've got 5x over something. Go ahead and do it. Minus 3 times x plus 2 over something else. Pause it and do it. Okay, x minus 1, x minus 8. And this one I think is, 8 times 2. So x minus 8 and x plus 2. Let me double check. Yep. Okay, this is good to go. I'm going to make some room here. I'm going to play even Steven now. Okay, I'm looking at this denominator and it's missing an x plus 2. Go upstairs with it too. When I do it, it's pretty easy. When you do it, you got to remember this video. Okay, looking at this denominator now, x minus 2, x plus, he's missing the x minus 1. Easy for everybody to spot that. I don't know why we have such trouble here, but we do. So being patient, I have 5x times x plus 2 over this thing, x plus 2, x minus 1, and x minus 8, minus 3 times this stuff over x minus 8, x plus 2. One thing I didn't do is emphasize the fact that by playing even Steven, look, same denominator. I know the factors are in a different order, but does that matter in math when you're multiplying? No, that's the same denom. So we're in great shape. Wait, Patience Weber, multiply through 5x squared plus 10x. Leave this alone. Just rewrite it and rewrite it. And you should see me at the board in the younger days. I go, oh man, I'm so sick of this. Now, when you multiply this thing out, okay, I'll take my good sweet time here. I like to FOIL first. So we're getting x squared minus x plus 2x minus 2. And this thing, you know what? I'm writing it again and again and again, and that's how it feels. We're almost there. Let's distribute the 3. Oh, there's a couple things you could do. Let's see. Yeah, we can combine terms, distribute the 3. So I'm going to speed this up. 5x squared, 10x over this. Right? Hey, I wonder what's on TV tonight. I've got 3x squared. This is the same denominator. 3x squared. These two make just a 1x. So 3 times that is 3x. And then minus 6. Okay. Okay. Remember this thing? 5x squared plus 10x minus 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. Remember? And you go something like, what do? Go something like, okay, you're going to add the opposites. Or you could simply go, what I've got is 5x squared. What did I do last time with subtract? He's way up there. 5x squared plus 10x. And then minus all of this, 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. Downstairs, which one do you want to write it in? That's a common denominator, and I should have done that first. Common denominator, x plus 2, x minus 1, x minus 8. Okay, doesn't matter which order. And the rest, what we're doing is, it's now a matter of just getting that numerator completely done right. So I've got the 5x squared and the 10x waiting patiently. Well, watch this now. Distribute the negative. Instead of this, you could do it this way. Minus 3x squared minus 3x plus 6. Oh my gosh, can we be done? You're almost there. X plus 2, x minus 1, x minus 8. Upstairs, I got 5x squared minus, that's a 2x squared, right? I got 10x, that's a plus 7x. And then I have a plus 6, right? That's it, right? Plus 6. I'd like to say I'm done, but you know what I gotta do. I'm going to take the 2, it's 1 times 2. I'm going to take the 6, it's 2 times, it's 1 times 6, 2 times 3. And I'm going to try to spaghetti my way to 7. Is it even possible? No, not with the 6. How about that would be 6, 7, 8. That's, yes it is, look. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how unlucky we are. We got a 3. So that makes 7. We got to keep going. Okay, if you insist. So we've got this guy times this guy, and these guys are waiting patiently. And this is pretty good to see this happen twice, I'm telling you. We've got 1x and 2x from this. And then the 2 multiplies with 2, so plus 2. And the other guy plus 3. And we're done, right? 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 What do you see? I see cancel. What a great problem. There's a cancellation. Do I have to do that? Am I okay up here? Watch. The answer, simplified, is 2x plus 3 all over these two guys, x minus 1 and x minus 8. That's the answer. This is no longer the answer. If you don't simplify it, you don't get full credit. Aw, but that's what we want. Wow, that's a great problem. And you can pause and rewind and all that, but I think this video is done. Okay, those are a couple of crazy ones. Some of them are smaller at the beginning of the homework, almost like, I don't even know what to do. You didn't show this type. Well, you know, they're little ones. And if you have trouble, look, go to my math lab and whatever, or email me. But yeah, these are big problems. Okay, we are ready to move on to the next section. So I'll see you there.